to the flag of allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now call the October 15, 2020 Village Board meeting to order. I just want to do a little refresher on something before we start the meeting. Something was brought up about masks, and I just want to maybe refresh everyone that if you are speaking in a meeting, you may remove your mask. You are exempt if you are having trouble breathing. Individuals with medical conditions are also exempt. It says, one of the questions attached to the emergency medical order were, if I have a medical condition that prevents me from wearing a mask covering, do I need documentation to prove that I do not need to wear a mask in public? No, you are not required to carry a documentation to prove that you do not need to wear a face covering in public. Also, another question was, if I see someone not wearing a mask, what should I do? Nothing. Some people have conditions or circumstances that would make wearing a mask or face covering difficult or dangerous. Just wear your face covering and stay 6 feet away. So I just want to encourage people that these are the rules from the governor of Wisconsin. So I will now do roll call, which shows everyone is in attendance. Attorney Sorensen is excused, and Allie, the library director, is excused. Did I miss anyone? No? All right. Number 3, agenda changes. Are there any? 4, consent agenda. A, October 1st, 2020, regular board meeting minutes. B, October 1st, 2020, committee of the whole minutes. C, there are no licenses or permits. D, presentation of accounts and other claims against the village. Are there any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Roll call, Dan?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. 5 is pre-registered citizens to be heard, and there are none. 6, committee reports. A, library board. Pat?
Library board met on Tuesday the 6th, and we did some cleaning up of the language when we were originally looking at COVID requirements for the library to help Allie through that. We cleaned up some of the language. The library is strictly curbside right now. They're doing 30 per day, which is keeping them pretty busy with that many people requesting, so they're happy with that. The director has been moved from hourly to salary, which is consistent with other department heads and consistent with other library directors in the OWLS system. We approved the 2021 budget, and Allie turned it into the village board for approval. We are meeting November 10th at 4 o'clock. We plan to meet via Zoom. And then a question we had is, are groups still using the room? Renting the room at all?
We're only for official business only. Library would be official business. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Shauna, you got it this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to limit it. We're not saying definite no, but I don't think we have a policy one way or the other. It's just with COVID, it takes a while to clean this and disinfect it.
Right.
So we're not openly promoting it right now. I don't know. That's the only answer I got. Oh.
Okay, because I think there was a, Allie she had thought that it was not being used at all in October, but then there was a Boy Scout meeting maybe, or Tuesday night, or?
Now, the Boy Scouts are still meeting in here
They
because
are.
they're a service group.
Okay.
So, and, well, they are, well, they're not government, but they're good people.
Which Boy Scout troop?
She didn't say, she just wondered, because she thought.
36.
Oh, the Cub Scouts.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, yeah. she didn't know, she thought nobody was using it, so then when the boys show up, she thought maybe they didn't get the word, but that's okay. I'll let her know.
Well, we haven't actually been officially decided anything, it's just that COVID's kind of turned everything on its ears.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, we're not even sure about the 25% rule in here, I don't know. I know we've talked about it, but we're not, I guess it's up to you guys. We're not actively promoting it.
Okay.
But the library is certainly more than welcome to do whatever they need in here.
Yeah, it wasn't that, she just misunderstood what was going on with reservations, so that's fine. And then we're planning to meet via Zoom, so we're good. That's all I had on the library board.
Did you say that she submitted the budget to the village board?
To Jane,
Okay, I thought you said, okay, sorry.
to Jane for the village board.
Okay.
I probably misspoke.
Thought maybe I missed something.
All finished, Pat?
Mhm.
Okay. 7 is unfinished business from previous meetings. There's none. 8, new business, A, Halloween proclamation discussion or changes.
I've got one, just a minor one. As far as trick or treat, I think other communities are still going forward with that. The only concern I have is, the amount of time the office staff normally spends putting together the treat bags. You know, being short-handed, I really don't want anything to do with that this year.
You want volunteers?
Well, it's not even that, I gotta go get the stuff, I gotta bring it back here, I mean,
Do you want volunteers?
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with it, to be honest.
Well,
I will very much
Jane?
volunteer.
so
Okay. If
usually,
you wanna come in and help bag, then
I
then
absolutely
I don't
will.
have to do it,
yeah,
and I don't
Yes.
have time, yeah. I spend a lot of time doing it.
as far as picking the stuff up, I could do that too.
I guess the other discussion that we had as department heads was the safest way to do some of the things that we've done traditionally. I think we were wondering about the parade, if that was actually something you wanted to go forward with because of all kinds of kids. Actually, I've never been to the Hortonville parade, so I'm not sure what it looks like, but I heard it's pretty quite well attended, and if we want to bring that many people together in one space as a village, if we want to do that. The other is for pickup. We talked about possibly doing a drive-through pickup as opposed to just a handout pickup, so that we could just hand out bags as
Well,
opposed to.
I think traditionally they walk for the
Yeah.
parade.
All they're doing
So-
this year, it's all altogether different this year.
Yeah.
There would be nothing at the Opera House. So basically, they were meeting at the commercial club, marching this way, down this way, back to the commercial club, and then out trick or treating. So it's a very short walk. It's, I don't think we're gonna have the crowd this year because other years, we had it on a Sunday and everyone else had it on Halloween. Well, this year, since Halloween is on a Saturday, everybody's having it. And I called just about every community you can think of that was in the Post Crescent. They're all holding it. So
Well, we definitely thought trick or treat you should be able to
And-
do, but the other things,
The
we
per-
want to improvise a little, I guess, to try and make it.
I think
It is
it'll be
already-
small.
Yeah.
It already is improvised.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
it's
small.
basically just the kids in their costumes, walking down the street where the police stop the traffic. The kids walk down the street and the parents stand along the side and then wave to them and get to watch all the kids walk in their costumes. Then they would typically walk to the Opera House, and at which point then they would be congested. But other than that, there's, I mean, I've walked in it a number of years. There's probably 40 to 60 kids
It's
that
not
will walk in
huge.
it, and then there's more that typically show up at the Opera House than walk in the parade. The parade is actually fairly small, and then the Opera House, because it's downtown, usually ends up with,
Start.
the kids all go into there because they know that's where you get the goodie bag, right? So the parade itself is just some kids walking down the street. I mean, they're not
Okay.
even,
So we're talking about starting at the park, walking around, coming through this parking lot, where they'll be outside, they won't be in here. They'll pick up their goodie bag and then they'll go back to
Because
commercial
most
club park,
parents
and
will
from there
park
they'll
over
go
there.
trick or treating.
Right.
I don't see a
I
problem.
mean,
So
I
it's
don't-
just a circle around, that's it. I know Kimberly is having the Great Pumpkin Walk. All they were asking is that people just space each other out, you know, and I think most people are aware of that now. So I think the people I've talked to said, please, have the parade. These kids need this.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
about what Dave said though, if they come through here, can we do it like we did the Autumn Fest and hand out the bags?
That's what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, to not do it at there, but hand them as they come through, so
Yeah.
they're not.
That was the
all
plan.
common?
Yeah, it would be
That's the
here.
plan.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
Yeah.
the plan.
as
Yeah,
they come
they
through
just
in line.
basically
Yep.
will walk up and
Nothing
through
is
and
at the
around
Opera
and
House at this
gone.
point.
Yeah, I knew that.
And nothing is
Yeah.
congested at the park at this
The
point.
And there
Nice.
won't be any vehicles because the parents will be walking alongside with the kids.
So drive-by
they'll-
doesn't work either.
If we can count on you, Peter, and somebody
Yeah.
just stop by and help bag.
I've got
Okay.
2 or 3 people that, you know, I can call on.
It probably, like Jeannie said, it probably won't, last year was 280 bags, or this year it's gonna be a lot less.
Yeah.
I think it'll be less.
I think as a whole, trick or treating just been.
Yeah, especially if it's over on this side of town, it'll be way less.
What time does trick or treat start?
3.
3,
Okay,
3
the
to
parade
5.
starts at 2:30?
Yes.
I can guarantee you that most of those kids will be ready to trick or treat. They won't go on the parade. Because this town fills up with, you wouldn't believe, like down on South Nash Street.
Well, my house got 1,000 last year.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't know.
We won't have
But to
that.
be honest,
We
I don't
won't
think
have
we're gonna
that
have
many.
that many this year
No.
either.
Because
won't-
every community just about has theirs when we do.
Yeah, usually they're
You know,
staggered now,
They're all
everybody's on
from
Halloween.
either
and
4
they're-
to 7 or 5 to 8, or, so every community that is listed here on the Post Crescent is pretty much the same time as ours. And I think people will stay in their communities, especially this year.
The only concern I have is that if a neighboring community, let's say Greenville, and I don't see Greenville doing this, but let's say Greenville says,
Greenville is doing this, yes, I called them.
you call them, okay, because I know they had it on their Facebook page, but I know there's some communities that were initially saying that they were gonna do it, and now they're pulling the plug on it. There's still 2 weeks yet.
Let them do it.
Exactly,
Let 'em
but
pull
if
the
they
plug.
cancel, Peter, then we could also get a huge flood of kids, like we've had 1,000 kids at some houses. I mean,
1,000
it's
last year.
crazy the amount of kids that flood into, you know.
So,
My question too is, the PD, do you guys, do you have to do anything different or anything special this year with COVID versus a regular year? No?
We're gonna be there for traffic control.
Okay, Jeannie.
Appleton met last night, their council.
Mhm.
They basically said, we're discouraging it, but they said unless we have a police, this was in the news, unless we have a police person on every single corner in Appleton, they're gonna trick or treat whether we say
Yeah.
so or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You
So
know.
can we put something though out on social media that just, you know, encourages people? I mean, I get it. People know they're supposed to distance, but they don't. Can we just put something, our message is that we, you know, this parade is happening, but you know, please be mindful.
Just a
and-
reminder.
Just as a friendly reminder, something, I mean, I get it, we're all adults here, but these are also kids, and sometimes we need a little reminder. I went to the football stadium last Monday night and watched the high school band. The parents were allowed to sit in the stands, all of the kids on the field had masks, the parents all had masks, I mean, it was crazy, even the kids with band instruments had to cut a slit in their mask, but
Julie,
but
you know,
honestly,
we can put everything out there, but you know they're still not gonna do it.
but I think for our
But it's due diligence to do
our
that.
message.
I
We're
think-
leaders in this community, and I think as a leader, we should say, okay, we're proceeding with this, but here's you know, as a reminder, I don't know if there's gotta be some,
Just be safe.
yeah.
Just be safe. Be mindful, be safe.
yeah,
That's
and
it.
just put something to take, because it doesn't have to be a detailed list, you can just put something and it says take the appropriate precautions
Be
in,
safe.
with COVID.
And we
You know,
should say that
I mean,
anyway.
for parents, that means not, you know, taking the candy, let it sit for a day. Or anything that's not in a wrapper, you throw away.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
parents
their
have to
deal.
take care of
That's
their
their
stuff
deal.
anyway.
But when they're coming onto this property here, I mean, and I've been to the Opera House, the kids do, when those bags come out, the kids are pretty excited about those bags. I
Yeah.
think the message can also be, just, there's one for everybody, you know, just one at a time type of thing. I mean, I know that, I've seen these kids, they flock.
So-
Speaking of bags,
What?
like I said, Lisa typically buys over $1,000 worth of candy. If we're thinking, 100 bags versus 250 we normally do, or?
It was $275 last year.
I would still do,
Like 200.
I would still do 200.
Do at
Carl,
least
I think-
200?
Yes.
Carl,
I
I
just wanted
think-
some idea.
And when they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah,
That's the whole point.
Carl, I believe there's some bags left from the Autumn Fest
okay.
in the kitchen, so if you want me to
Like I
get
said,
those
I'm not
out.
against it, I mean, this week has been just mostly me and Jane all
Right,
week.
right.
You know, I'm answering the phone call like Tom
So-
up front. I don't know.
Julie, maybe
Where
the
do they hang
solution
out?
is to have more than one spot to hand it out.
That's
Put
what
somebody
I
on that
mean.
side of the parking
You've
lot,
been
on this
there.
side.
You've
Yeah,
been
I've been there a
there.
number
They
of
fly.
times.
That's what I'm
But
concerned.
the
this
Opera
is-
House is not like the parking lot here. It's-
No,
It's very
but,
different.
so what I'm hearing from Carl is the staff don't have time for this, and that, also they're not coming in on Saturday for this. So, this is,
Well, Lisa does.
Lisa does, is
Lisa's
Lisa,
always
okay.
done it.
And
Yeah.
I told her I'd help her
Yeah.
pass them out. Because I have in the past when I worked here.
I'll probably be here too.
Yeah.
Or we can-
I'm
So
I'm pretty
I'll
sure
also
I could help hand out and get my daughter too, because she's too old to trick or treat now.
Yeah. So I mean,
She'll
we'll get enough.
she'll put on a pair of gloves,
To help.
hand out bags.
All
Are you gonna pick
We'll
up
just
the
move
candy?
forward like normal.
I can. I don't have an issue with that.
I mean, do we have a debit
Costco?
card or credit
Costco?
card?
We have a Costco card?
Yeah, we buy it at Costco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
I
not a
belong to
problem. It
Costco,
was-
so I
it was
can get
just
it.
Another week like this, you know, like I said, just, it was mostly, well, it's just me and Jane.
Right.
So,
I think the more volunteers
Okay.
we have to hand it out, the better.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
can
Just
spread
let
out the
me know.
kids.
All right.
Okay. And do we need to make any motion on this at all? Or
No.
is
No.
everyone in agreement? We're all good?
I have one question. I'm assuming everybody got the email from
Yep.
Julie.
We all
Has
did.
anybody contacted her, or has anybody reached out to her? Nope.
I did.
You
I
did?
hope
Okay.
that was okay. I just thanked her for letting us know, and I
Okay.
said it was on the agenda tonight. That's
Okay.
kind of where I left it.
Just was wondering, okay.
We're all good then? And then Jane or someone will make the changes then, if you're gonna post something on,
Yes, I believe we got something
On
from
Facebook.
Allegheny County Health Department about trick or treating. I can
okay,
capture some of that.
perfect, I appreciate that, thank you.
Mhm.
B, approval of Van's Realty Warranty Deed.
This was approved earlier. This was regarding the 5 plots from Vans, and Bob Sorensen just wanted you to know that these were the last 2 plots. So
Six.
now they're all taken care of.
Six.
6?
There's 5 on Brookwood and 1 on the corner
Yeah.
of Gabriel.
Yeah, yeah. Like she said, Sorensen says it's ready to go, ready for signature, so. I think that's Jane and,
Is that just to like finish it? Because they purchased all of them now,
yeah,
right?
it's just a deed. They have to sign the deed,
Okay.
so.
Do we need to do anything for that? No? Okay.
Do we need a motion though?
I don't think so,
No.
because they were
No,
approved
nothing.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all good then? Okay. We'll move to C, iPad usage policy, and Dave just said that Attorney Sorensen has some more tweaks to do to it, so we will probably table it until the next meeting,
Fine.
if that's all right with everyone. Okay, we will move to D, Northeast Asphalt Pay Request Number 2, 2020 Street Construction Project.
I'll take that. This is the final payment application for the 2020 Lincoln Street, Birch Street, and Brick Street Utility and Paving Project. As you know, Brick Street was one of our worst roads in town, now it's the best. The final quantities that you see at the end of the payment application have all been reviewed by me and Ron Wolf. Everything looks good there. So I'm just looking for a motion to approve Northeast Asphalt Certificate for Payment number 2 in the amount of $113,294.40.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment, number 2 to Northeast Asphalt in the amount of $113,294.40.
Second.
Roll call, Dan?
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
Street looks really good, by the way.
It does.
I just drove down.
I drove
They do?
today.
I used to live on that street, so I know how bad it was
Yeah.
for a long time.
Now Cedar's here.
We went a little thicker through there and it cost a little bit more money quantities, but, and we hit some rock and, we also hit a lateral we didn't know was there. Yeah, things happen. At the end of the day, it turned out nice. And I'll be getting almost 18 grand back from the local road improvement program that will go back into future projects, so, which we could use somewhere else. So. That might take a couple of months. I'm done.
E is loader tires review quotes.
Right now, the tires that came on the loader were quarry tires. I'm gonna ask for Dan's help here in a minute. And what it is they're really hard, rock tires, as they call them. And, I guess, the 6 years that we've had the loader, they've gotten harder and harder. And in the rain, we slip and slide, but in the snow, we have virtually no traction. Twice the guy slid down Cedar Street towards the wastewater plant and ran into the curb. And then you add in the fact that we're downtown pushing snow and we're just slipping and sliding and spinning all over the place. So what I want to do is I want to go with an all-season tire. We looked at all the dealers and got a lot of verbal quotes before we narrowed it down to a couple of brands. And right now we're looking at tires that come out of Finland. They're supposed to be some of the best all-season tires in the world. And the price, what we're doing is they're relatively new tires to the U.S. market. The company's not. It's Nokian. They're a worldwide company. But anyways, we're going in with Oneida Nation. They're going to buy a set of 4, and we're going to buy a set of 4, and we're getting a pretty good price on it of $7,803. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but for loader tires, it's not. I think the last time we bought loader tires was early 2000s, and we paid over 10 grand at that time. But this is the first time we bought tires since I've been DPW. Anyways, we got a couple of quotes. One from Matthews Tire for some Goodyears for $9,373, and Triumph Tires out of Green Bay. It's a small tire distributor, and his quote was again $7,803. And they'll come down to the plant and swap them out. Now Dan, maybe Dan's expertise.
These are actually radial tires, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's heavily if you use a bias ply tire on a loader or a grader or something like that, then if you're in snow plowing or winter operation, you're running chains on the tires to get traction. And where I was at, most of the graders were changed over to radial tires. You don't change them out at the, summer, winter, you just run them year round. They last better, they got more grip, you're getting away from chains, which is a huge cost. So it's the way to go. And especially when we put that snow blade on that loader, you want something that you have some kind of control when you're driving, otherwise you don't.
And the funds for this, I originally budgeted $10,000 in 443 capital to get a new box for the back of the old 550. But we started looking at the rust on there, and it's something we think we can do in-house. I just, after reviewing it, decided I don't want to put a new box on a 18-year-old truck. So I think we'd be better off getting loader tires, forgetting the box, and just doing the box. Whatever money's left over that's in the budget, buying steel and repairing the box in-house. Right now it's got a lot of holes in it and stuff, so Chris says he can weld it up and fix it up almost like new.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of 4 Triumph tires from Nokian Loader Tires in the amount of $7,803.
Second.
Dan? Roll
Aye.
call.
Aye.
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 Motion carried. F, any other miscellaneous topics for future discussion? I do have one. I attended a meeting with the American Legion, and I talked to the Appleton Alliance Church. And we would like to set up a meeting with the Historical Society, American Legion, and the church. And we would like to do it possibly on an off week. If we would have a special board meeting or a cow, one or the other. They are very open to discussing everything with us and letting us know their feelings. and that way the Historical Society will know what is going on, and the Legion, and any other questions that we have, they are very willing to answer. So I was thinking of October 27th, 28th, 29th, but if we have a lot of people here, we still have this 25% that we can only have a meeting. November 6th, this goes off. It's done. So, unless it's extended again, I don't know. It would depend on the governor. But,
Currently, there's an injunction against that.
yes, but we don't know if that's gonna get.
Yeah, you don't know where it's gonna
You
go
know.
So
right
Jean,
now.
could this meeting possibly?
No discussion, please.
No, I'm asking, this isn't a discussion topic. I'm asking if there's a chance for virtual, because I'll be honest with you, there's no way Joan Doctor is coming to a physical meeting at this time. So I'm just wondering,
Well, I think whoever wants to attend can attend, and then we can also do a,
We do a
we've
what?
done a virtual where people have hooked up.
yeah,
So, I think you'll be very happy to hear the answers that you're going to hear. So, they're very community-minded.
exactly,
So
I
I don't
just
think
wanna
there's going
ask.
to be a lot of controversy here.
No,
So, I was thinking of going into November. I know that I do believe we have something going on with,
I did put the schedule on our next everybody about the,
we have a special
Coming
board
up.
meeting on November
Meeting.
10th, which is a Tuesday. So could we do the 9th or the 11th? And set something up? Would anybody be, because like I said, that way if the Legion wants to attend and anyone else that wants to attend, we could. So what are your schedules? Because that would put you either the 9th and the 10th, or the 10th and the 11th. And it's an
For-
off board week.
In an effort to follow the rules, can you send us an email where we can all answer and give
Sure.
you dates? Rather than get into a long
Sure.
discussion, which we're not supposed to do?
No, I just want to set a date. No discussion, just set a date. So I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any other topics for discussion?
Go ahead,
Jim.
go ahead, Joy.
Well,
my-
here, we want to get together with public facilities and just discuss some of the CIP projects in Miller Park. I think y'all may want to do that. Not necessarily entire CIP, but just focus on our priorities in the parks. I don't know if we want to do that as a cow or as public facilities.
We'll call a separate meeting. I'll work with you and set it up.
All right.
Your turn.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yes, my question is if we could add something on the agenda to prepare in the event that we do need to do virtual meetings, especially with these iPads coming. I guess I would like maybe we have a discussion so we're prepared.
Anything else?
Yeah, I have a couple of things. One is, I think we need to have a discussion or need to discuss whether or not we need to do anything about our men law firm billing. Our billing amount has gotten pretty significant. So I would like to see some discussion about our options for that, or if there are no options,
Okay,
okay?
we'll put it on an agenda.
And then I would also like to put on the agenda a discussion about the board compensation.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I got.
I'm not,
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
not sure if this is appropriate time, but I had someone come up to me and was upset about this sidewalk problem by the bank, over by the bridge. Over by the Wolf River Bank, there's like a huge section of sidewalk that's missing. You know where that is, like there's utility work. So by the old police department building, where the bank is now, where that driveway, right before that driveway, there's this huge chunk of sidewalk missing.
Okay.
The strollers get stuck in it, my kids' bike wheels get stuck in it, it's pretty
Nobody
big.
said nothing to me.
it's pretty big.
Yeah.
So it's been there all summer and it needs to get probably replaced, so just something we need to, I don't know if we need to discuss it, or if it's something you can just.
Well, they can,
work up and
yeah,
take care
tell
of.
them to reach out to me, don't just sit on it and get mad about it. I mean, I don't know everything about everything.
No, we just need to figure out how to fix it, because it's
Well, we
becoming,
can
it's
find
a,
out
it's a
why
trip
it's there.
hazard at this point, so,
I mean, if the contractor put it there, then why didn't they put it back?
I don't know.
So
I
we
don't know.
don't need it on the agenda.
No, we probably don't need it on the agenda, I just wanted to make sure it was voiced, because the citizen wanted to make sure it was voiced.
Jim's
Okay.
two considerations might be a budget talk as well. When do we talk budget? Just so we can maybe coordinate.
Um,
I
we're
can't
November,
working on the
uh,
budget right now.
But I mean, like, when do we
November
meet?
fifth would be the day right now when we're gonna
Okay.
be presenting it for.
I'm just
discussion.
wondering if what Jim's talking about would be, okay,
We
just
could-
trying to
could-
fit everybody's.
I think there are issues that'll affect the budget. So it's probably better to have the discussion before it gets presented to us.
Okay, anything else?
There's one more thing on
For
the
topics?
Public Works, is it for later?
Yeah, that's for later,
Okay.
closed session.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's okay. All right, then we will move to 9, report of village officials, A, interim administrator.
We did touch on it, basically, I wanted to, as we get closer to October or late, beginning of November and December, things start crowding into our calendar, so, I just wanted you to remember some of the key dates on the, at your place. I had the November 5th is the day we'll be looking at the recommended budget. And then the adoption would be the 3rd if all goes smoothly. Then the next page, I highlighted some of the days that we selected when we were talking to Chris about meeting with people or meeting together to discuss semifinalists and finalists. Some of these dates haven't been finalized yet, like the November 30th week. We'll have to figure out how we're going to handle, bringing people in during that week. Some people actually do that in the week. They do an assessment center during the week or on a Friday and Saturday. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure you're keeping those dates open for those meetings. The recruitment schedule, everything has gone out to all the outlets where anyone who would be looking for a job would look, like International City Management, Wisconsin City Management, League of Wisconsin Municipalities, all the social media that we have connections with. So it's getting out there. He got some quick responses, so he thought that was a good sign. And actually for some people that he thought could even do the job. So it is getting out there. It's on our website. Also, I wanted to reiterate Chris's willingness when he was making his presentation to come and talk again about the organizational study during this time. If we can find some time when he's here, even for another meeting, if we wanted to touch on it or set up a specific time or figure out how we want to do that, he's definitely willing to talk more about that. Working with Jeannie, we selected a selection committee to look at auditor RFPs. Jeannie and Shauna and myself and Jane and Nathan are going to be on that selection committee. We're going to meet next Monday at 2:30, and then we're going to hopefully bring back a recommendation to the board at the first meeting in November. There will be a planning and zoning committee meeting this month, October 29th. There's 3 certified survey maps on that agenda. I don't think there's anything too controversial. One has to do with the vans, the final van lots for vans. Brookwood, excuse me. One is Kurt Dahl. I can't remember even where that one is. It's on
Out on,
M? Yeah,
behind Honeysuckle.
right. And then one's downtown on Main Street. Do you remember the landowner of that?
the old Earl property.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So those three, will be public hearings that night.
What time are those?
I believe usually at 6, right? Planning and zoning?
We put it tentatively in our calendars for, yeah, on the 29th at 6 PM. So I was just gonna confirm that is definite time.
Right.
Okay.
I'm not sure if everyone's talked directly or just heard indirectly about, we did have some illnesses in the office. Two people were out for most of the week, so it was really a hardship on Jane and Carl to handle a lot of the ups and downs. So I just wanted to mention that and actually kudos to them for their investment. I guess that was all I had. Does anyone have any questions or concerns?
No questions? We'll move to B, clerk treasurer.
You should have all received the third option for, from Dave Ellers, Dave Ferris from Ellers. He just wanted me to report that the third option included the proposed senior center for $800,000. Really, there's nothing that you need to do at this time. He wanted me to talk to the banks and get a preliminary interest rate. And a local bank in the area came in at the rate that Ellers wanted to see. So he's going to be working on that. He's putting some proposals together for other banks to get an interest rate from. So I'll keep you updated on that.
So if I remember right, our current rate's like 3.4,
Right, he wanted it to see between 2 and 2.5.
and somebody stepped up locally? That's about time.
In-person absentee voting starts on Tuesday, October 20th, and runs until Friday, October 30th. The times are 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, with the exception of Friday, October 30th, that's noon to 5. And I have Pat helping, Allie from the library, Dana from the library, Christina, and myself and Nathan.
Is that published on the website? Or will it be?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We've had many calls, so I think we'll be pretty busy. And that's all I have.
One question, Jane, do you know when the iPads are coming?
They were shipped on the 14th, so that was yesterday.
Okay.
So I would think any day.
Okay, thank you.
We got all the keyboards, which is interesting, because it's the same company, same, but
Accessories always come faster.
Yeah.
Do they?
Accessories always
Oh,
come
okay.
first.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
So how are the absentee ballots processed, may I ask? I mean, do you have to sit on them until the in-person election day?
yes.
And then one or two of the people feed them in,
Yep,
in between?
yes.
Okay. That's
Yep,
what I
they're
thought.
stored securely in the vault,
Okay.
alphabetized. So far, we have 577, which is almost 30%. It
Nobody
is,
will
it's
show
over
up on the
30%.
3rd.
Pardon me?
Nobody will show up on the 3rd.
Well,
I'll be
Plenty
there.
of time to.
I will.
I think the last presidential here in Hortonville, it was about a 90, it was a 95% turnout, so.
For mail-in or for?
No, for just voting.
For voting total.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
That's pretty good, yeah.
95.
That's really
It's
good.
very good.
It's good turnout.
that's
Any
all.
questions? Not, we'll move to C, Director of Public Works.
Just a couple of items. The Alonzo Park acreage, I'm working with Bouchard Group on, we're working through an initial feeling it out, how they feel they can represent that property. And we discussed some ideas about making it attractive to any potential buyers. The other one is Wild Wind 2 subdivision out there. They've got most of the gravel road bed installed. They got the utilities into 3 lots. I know we didn't have water and sewer out there, but we did install, well, they installed utilities into 3 of those lots. And we've already had 1 building permit taken out for lot 39. And I think what Jane was talking about, the debt options 1, 2, and 3. I think the staff is on board for option either 1 or 2. I think 3, that's something you can decide in 4 years, but regardless what way you go, I think the debt continues to drop. So things are looking pretty good. The other item is occupancy has been a hot topic around town. So what I did is we figured out the occupancy of village buildings. That's the only thing we can really enforce. I think it sounds like Chris, the fire department may start doing occupancy for private businesses, right? Yeah. So maybe she'll speak more on that, but, one thing I have to do is get some signs, occupancy signs, and actually post them in our buildings. So I do want to double check with Ally and make sure we're on the same page regarding occupancy in there, because I might be thinking differently than her. The rules are, well, I emailed them to you, the rules are kind of up for judgment, like everything else, but depending on conditions, tables and chairs, and if it's a reading room versus, this and that, so.
And what you sent to us, was that something you just did, or was that a previous?
No, we just did it.
You just did it, okay.
Yeah. Just, again, because, what's going on in Madison, we're getting a ton of phone calls, or Chris is.
So you're following IBC guidelines?
Yeah,
Okay. Why?
because that's what the fire department will follow.
Okay,
That's what the insurance companies follow.
okay.
So, that's international building code. So, like I said, there's a lot of variables. There's, I don't have it in front of me. Maximum occupancy, assembly occupancy. That's why you need somebody like a fire marshal, whose word is, once he says it, that's what it is. There's no question for judgment. So, we're hoping the fire department steps up.
Is there a requirement to post occupancy? There,
Yeah.
for all businesses, or?
They're supposed to above the door, is what I was told by the fire marshal.
If it's not posted, then the occupancy is 10, like in hardtails. If they don't have a sign, then they can only have 10 people in there. Yeah, by law. So, and again, it's something that's been overlooked all these years. We've never had.
Is it a state law? Or is it, because it's not, is it a local ordinance, or is it state law, or what is it?
I don't know if it's state or if it's federal.
Well, they have to do inspections
They.
X number of times. The fire department
Okay.
has to inspect buildings.
Okay,
The capacity element, I'm not so sure. I know there's state statute governing inspection. I don't think it lists exactly capacity as something that you have to do, but it usually is included when fire departments do inspections.
And the
Okay.
way that they explained it to
Ours
me was that
inspects.
when, quite a few years ago, New York had that fire
yeah,
where 300 people had died because there was so many people in there. So that's why they made it, it sounds like a federal law stating that each municipality shall elect somebody to do the inspections.
okay,
And to do in the inspection, it include the capacity that needs to be posted above the doors.
so,
And I spoke with, one of the emergency management personnel, concerning, who's responsible for this, because we don't have anything.
Yeah.
The businesses that were calling me ended up calling the previous owner, called the previous owner, called the previous owner, to kind of find out. They were getting out their blueprints of their buildings, and they were trying to figure out. In speaking with him from emergency management, he said that we're not the only, facility or the only village, or township or city that's not prepared for it. So, they're just trying to get everybody prepared, so.
so it's your belief that it's a federal statute that says it has to be posted, otherwise they can only have 10 people?
Yeah,
Okay. But you don't know what that is?
no,
Okay.
there's,
Even our state statutes are vague.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I understand, that's why if you try to enforce it, if you
But when it's a
Anywhere.
fire marshal order, then it kind of trumps all that.
Right.
So that's why you need somebody in
And I don't think
position to.
and I don't think it's something that we can enforce. I mean, it's kind of like the whole mask mandate, we can't enforce it.
Okay,
However, it's posting something so that people know that And that business should be monitoring that if there's 400 people in there and the capacity is 100.
That's what I'm asking. I own a business and, I get inspections by the fire department regularly, and no one has ever said anything about having a sign that says what the capacity is supposed to be. I mean, I know I ran into it with essential workers and businesses and stuff like that, and you can only have this much of your, and I'm going, I don't know what my capacity is, there's no way for me to know. And, you know, I've been inspected for 18 years by the fire department. I think they come 2 or 3 times a year.
Twice a year.
What's that?
Usually twice a year.
Yeah, and they've never said anything. There's nobody in the entire strip mall that I'm at that has
And I think it's
any of those.
something that it sounds like from talking with emergency management, that it's something that they're working on, trying to get everybody on board.
Okay.
Everyone is doing inspections. You know, all the fire departments are doing that.
Yeah.
The question is, are they including the capacity requirement in their inspection? We're not, and a lot of places are not, as we found out. So it's just something we have to work on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just trying to understand. So if somebody brings it up to me when I'm downtown and you know, there's confusion about it.
There's still confusion.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna tell
Because
them.
you're jumping from state statutes to IBC,
Yeah.
international building codes, back to fire codes, and somebody's gotta blend all that together and make a decision. And typically, that's fire marshal.
Any other questions for Carl?
And in our circumstance, that would be our fire department?
Yeah, there were, I think,
I'm working with Sam.
yeah.
With who?
Sam?
Sam? Okay.
Probably more talking about the mid-con.
Oh, yeah, Paul, Bob wanted me to mention, that MidCon, secured that building, and they're in the process of, cleaning up the site, so it's a work in progress.
Is the structure sound? Did we ever find out?
It is sound, I mean, the steel building, or the steel frame is pretty darn solid. But they ended up using, you know what concrete mesh is?
Yeah,
I
I've
see
walked past there. I
Yeah,
see it,
I
yeah.
drove
a
by
whole bunch
today.
of times.
It's
Yeah.
unsightly, but it
Yeah.
is secured.
Okay.
And
Bob's
they're boarding-
satisfied for now,
They're boarding it up too.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got it on the market for free, somebody come get it, so. Which, good old American Steel, somebody may well come get it, but. I think Bob's satisfied for now. I mean, if things stay the way they are months from now, then we might have to revisit the issue with demolition. But Bob's satisfied for now.
Yeah, it looks like you're not gonna get anybody in there, so it's a much better situation.
Yeah.
Okay, we will now move to D, police chief.
I don't have anything.
Nothing. E, library director, she is out tonight. F is the attorney, he is also out. G, building permit report is in the packet. 10 is communications and miscellaneous business. A, Black Otter Lake District News.
We're meeting, next Wednesday at 6.
Okay. B is Hortonville, Hortonia Fire District News. Jim?
Nothing.
Okay. We'll move to C, Gold Cross Ambulance Run Reports and News. It is also in the packet. D, Hortonville Civic Association. Peter?
Just one quick note. We moved the date to the 3rd weekend in July, beginning next year. That would be the 17th and 18th. Traditionally, we've had it as a Friday evening and a Saturday. Well, now we're gonna go to Saturday all day and Sunday. So the times will be Saturday 10 to 10 at night, 10 in the morning till 10 at night, Sunday from noon to 5. The reason we moved it, well, there's a couple of reasons real quick. Because of what's been going on with COVID, the carnival people have not had anybody step up and schedule anything. So we were kind of open for some dates. So we didn't want to go to that first week of June because we usually get rained out. And that one year we had that I guess there were tornadoes that came through that one night. Remember that? Yeah. So we thought July would be a better time, a little warmer. So from now on, going, you know, in 2021 and going forward, it'll always be the third weekend of July. We thought of going back to what it used to be. It used to be Father's Day weekend, but then we decided, well, you know, a lot of people get together with their parents or with their father and they do cookouts and stuff, so we thought, well, we'd stay away from that weekend. That's it.
Okay, then we'll move to E, Senior Activities Committee. Pat?
We were, we had planned originally to meet, today, but we canceled that due to the COVID restrictions. As far as other things, the van transportation program, is picking up, but we're short of drivers due to quarantines and things like that, but, I think we're doing okay. We might end up reaching out. It's been Jane and Lisa and I that have been kind of trying to, you know, get rid of drivers and everything, so people seem to appreciate it though. And I don't know if I mentioned last time, because I can't remember when we found this out, but the grab-and-go meals that have been handed out on Wednesdays are going to continue through the end of the year.
You did
So-
mention that.
Did I mention it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all.
Okay. 11, comments and suggestions from citizens present, and there are none. 12, I would need a motion to go into closed session under State Statute 19.851E.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session under state statute 19.851E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session.
Second.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 Okay, we will now have 5 minutes recess to clear the meeting room. 16 is any action on matters discussed in closed session. There's none. 17 is adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are now adjourned.